the analyst with daily effects, here to cover some of the key developments that we'll be watching heading into the end of the week here, and of course some large developments that we'll watch, namely out of the UK. We're going to have retail sales coming out of there. We're expecting the first contraction in 3 months. We're looking for a print of minus 1.2. At the same time, we have some big data prints coming out of Canada, retail sales as well, and we'll also be watching the consumer price index. But let's talk about the UK retail sales first. Again, we're going to be looking for the first marked decline in 3 months, and actually if we do see a 1.2% clip, that's actually going to be the biggest drop that we've seen since back in 2013, matching that same number that we saw back in April. So we'll be watching that figure very closely. But in light of all the things that we're seeing coming out of the UK, namely especially off of the data this week, jobless claims came in better than expected. We saw a little uptick, unexpected uptick I should say, in terms of UK wage growth. So with all that in mind, might actually see, I'm not going to call a positive UK retail sales number, but might see something come out a little bit better than expected. And here's currently the trade setup that I'm watching for in terms of the British pound. So should that take place, should we get a little bit better than expected data, one level that I'm keeping a very close eye on, which appears to be acting as soft support, looks as though we could get a close ahead of the data print there. 166.30, 66.40 sort of acted as soft resistance back in January, so it looks as though we're going to be able to at least hold above there going into the UK data. But again, we'll see how markets react to the data print. But guys, I wouldn't be too surprised if we do see that UK retail sales coming slightly better than market expectations, as we do see the strength, underlying strength in the UK recovery there. Also Canada data, and on that guys, I really don't want to look at dollar CAD. I think pound CAD could be a very interesting setup going into, again, UK retail sales, Canada retail sales, as well as Canada CPI. And of Canada right now, here's some technical levels that we're watching. It's at resistance right now. However, here's a few things that I'm watching. RSI still maintaining the long-term bullish trend, but at the same time, if we sort of connect this region here, maybe a nice break that we're going to have to keep a close eye on, as it again, it sits at resistance right now. So with some of the key event risks out tomorrow, might see a fresh high come into play, as again we carved out this higher low earlier this month. So again, if we're going to see a continuation of the series, I still favor the top side, especially with some of these recent developments in terms of the RSI structure. Looks as though we could see some further advances in this exchange rate. So again, largely tomorrow I'll be watching this pair. But in terms of the Canada data print, we're also going to watch retail sales.